Let's call the meeting to order, please. Pledge allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's all come together as a borough council to discuss and get things solved and better part of the community. Amen.
Oh yeah, got it? I'm not sure it works.
Dave, how do you turn this thing on? What? How do you turn the recorder on?
Hold it down. So what it's this one for?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, clever.
It's recording now. Executive session held August 11th, 2025 after the regular meeting for personnel issue. Can I have?
I'll make a motion.
A second. Roll call. Deanna?
Aye.
Joey?
Aye.
Brian?
Nay.
Myself, aye. And Jeff? Aye.
I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna make you do this again. Well, because
Oh.
what you announce the executive session, but we need somebody to say that they're making a motion to accept the minutes for August 11th, just so that is kind of properly outlined. I see it's here, but just so we're clear. Yep.
Okay.
So whoever made the motion, let's just do that part again.
Dave and Jeff.
All right, so Dave, I'm gonna have you just say we're making a motion to accept.
Making a motion to accept the minutes and the executive session held on August 11th for personal issues.
One second. And Jeff second.
Then we're gonna pause. Is there any discussion about accepting those minutes? Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I want to do it right. No discussion?
Oh.
Deanna?
$5,
please. Joey?
Aye.
David African.
Aye.
Brian?
Nay.
Myself, aye. Jeff? Aye. Jeff, aye. Okay, can I have a motion and a second to accept the minutes of the August 11th regular council meeting?
So I move that we accept the bills presented for payment.
Pause. That's what you just did. You just accepted the minutes. So now
Oh,
you're down
okay.
into bills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but that was an executive session.
So, okay,
Oh,
right. Yep, so you're not accepting minutes. You announced there's an executive session, then you did your vote for the minutes, and now we're into
Okay.
bills minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Can I have a motion and a second to accept the bills, please?
Yes, I move to accept, that we accept the bills as presented for payment and the issuing of checks since our July meeting.
Can I have a second?
I'll second
Any discussion? Okay, if not, roll call. Jeff? Aye. Joey?
Aye.
David African.
it. Aye.
Brian?
Aye.
Deanna?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Thank you. Okay, visitors, regarding the agenda items, Canton Borough residents and Canton Borough taxpayers, please give name, address, organization which you represent, and subject. Individuals or organizations distributing materials or information should identify themselves and purpose of distributing of their information. Individuals making comments relative to a problem or employee should direct their comment or to a council member or to the borough manager outside the meeting. Being this is a business meeting of a council, it is required that all comments, questions to be kept to 3 minutes per person. Visitors will stand, speak for the visitor seating area unless advised otherwise. If a visitor has more information to provide than 3 minutes will be allowed to be presented, or a written statement can provide the borough manager by noon on meeting day to be copied in conclusion and council meeting packet. Any visitors would like to speak?
I don't think either of us are allowed to.
Okay, number 6. How are we gonna do this without Terry being here?
All right, so, but I'll help you run down the list. So the first item that you want to discuss is whether you're going to reopen the application process to try to attract and accept more applications for the secretary treasurer position, or whether you want to move forward and offer interviews with applications you've received so far.
Can we do both?
Legally, yes, you can do both. From a PR perspective, you should choose one or the other. If I were a person being interviewed right now, knowing you're still trying to get other applicants, I would wonder how serious the interview is.
Right.
How many applications have we received?
So,
We should at least be able to review those this evening, right? If we
Yeah.
so choose.
If you want them, I got them right here if you want them.
I'd like to look at those.
One of them is the previous,
So we're not, sorry.
okay, no.
Yeah, okay.
You're
So we
fine.
don't want to talk about who the applicants
Okay.
are, because in the event, obviously, at least 2 of them will be unsuccessful applicants, and so we don't want to put that information out now. Okay.
so are any council members aware, do we have a policy or a procedure for the phases of hiring, the process, or a written job description for, you know, that, so I honestly don't know how we can screen applicants as being possible candidates without knowing what their duties and responsibilities are, other than what's in the borough code.
So far, it's only been advertised as secretary treasurer.
That's all.
And if there was anything else added to that, that would be considered at a later time. Right now, we're only hiring for secretary treasurer.
Because the last meeting it was mentioned, borough manager, potentially.
Possible.
That's a possibility in the future.
Okay,
And
so,
that's still not decided whether that will all be a role of one person or a role of multiple people.
so do we have a job description that
Secretary treasurer.
secretary treasurer, we have a current job description
Yeah.
for that individual written?
That's exactly what Terry was filling.
Yeah, but-
Secretary treasurer.
But I don't think we have a written job description in our ordinances or the borough policy.
In our employee handbook or anything?
We have a handbook, correct, Dave?
I just was wondering, because I was kind of confused, like, you know, what, I mean, how we can really screen candidates, like, what are we looking for? Is it a borough manager or is it secretary treasurer? So now, Dave answered part of that question for me, so,
I would recommend that we.
can I see, like, I have no more.
There's one in there.
She did give the names in an email.
I did not get it. Honest, man,
I didn't get it either.
I didn't get it either, Joey.
I wonder what's going on with
The one person that's in there, which is Terry's, it was never taken out from the previous.
Thank you.
She came to me and asked me to pull that out.
Yeah. And she's in the book. So is she interested or? No, I said Terry.
Okay.
Terry's is still in there,
So therefore, we only actually have 2 applicants.
No, there's 3,
There's 3.
but Terry's was never pulled out from the previous
Is
time.
Terry's one of those 3?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
She is
She just
just,
must not have been pulled out.
she was never pulled out to not be in this
Gotcha.
category.
Just to clarify, there's 4 applications in there, only 3 of them
3
are.
of
That
them
is
are
correct.
applying.
Okay,
Yep.
That is correct, yes.
thank you.
So the first thing I'm seeing here is this person's cover letter.
Paul,
I think-
Paul,
Borough
I'm sorry,
manager.
so we don't want to, okay, but we don't want to talk about the details of applications in a public meeting because at least 2 of the applicants will be unsuccessful. So the information that's in their applications is not public knowledge and not something that we talk about at a public meeting, okay?
So at least now I know who the people are.
So
Because
do we,
I was like, I have no
do we
idea.
want to set a date and time tonight?
So you need, as a council, need to decide whether or not you want to interview the 3 people that applied, or whether before you do any interviews, you want to advertise again to try to get more applicants and then interview more people at one time.
That's what Mike wanted to do.
Yeah, so as a council, you have to decide one way or the other.
Where did, just for my information, where did we advertise last time? Did we advertise?
The Towanda paper and
I think we only went to one.
Towanda,
I think.
and I think the Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Was it
should.
on our borough website? Can't remember.
That,
I did not.
I honestly don't know, Brian, I cannot answer that for you.
Do we have word from Terry, she will stick around long enough doing the part-time?
Yes.
If we continue looking? Then without even seeing who the applicants are, I would just suggest that we try to get more.
One more, Mike was thinking one more week, and then the first part of September to,
October.
or October, I'm sorry, to get it, and then hopefully we can get it maybe
We did,
before
you
that.
did that back, please.
So,
I'll make that motion.
okay.
Yeah, I'll second that because I'd like to get a few more applicants, but we also can't drag too long because it,
And that was
It's
my
budget
point
time.
sitting there, I don't wanna drag it and next month and Terry say, sorry, I'm not gonna be, that's I don't wanna be in the same boat we were last time.
yeah, I would say give it one more advertisement and after that we're rolling with it.
Thank you.
We'll vote on that.
Can I have a motion?
I gave the
We gave the
motion.
motion, I second it.
What was the motion to advertise for secretary treasurer?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Till the 1st of October?
yes, till the first week anyways, or whenever we can get it done,
I would say that.
yeah. Any discussion?
I would just see if, if we could come up with, some type of generalized job description, that's what we're looking for, and maybe try and get that on our Canton Borough webpage.
But I do agree with Brian, we should have, not so much for the questions in an interview, but we should have the expectations,
Like what we're looking for.
what we're looking for. That's gonna include this, this, and this, and this, and it could evolve into this, and that.
Okay. Okay, if not, no more discussion, roll call. Joey?
Aye.
Brian?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
David, after you, Neely?
Aye.
Deanna?
Aye.
Myself, aye. Consider amending 1-102 ordinance number 2023-613, 2011, 2023, appointed and removal.
I don't even know what the ordinance is.
I don't know what it is.
I'd like to see a copy of it.
That's the borough manager ordinance related to the 90 days.
So if you don't have the ordinance here to look at and go through, and my understanding is it's the ordinance about notice to a borough manager, or borough administrator, but you could talk about it briefly and then move to the next and make sure everybody gets a copy of the ordinance and has a more full discussion next meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
I vote that I'll make a motion that we table this. So we get that information.
I second that.
No, this is other stuff. Any more discussion? Not. Roll call. Joey?
Aye.
Deanna? David, after you, Neely?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Brian? Aye. Myself, aye. Okay. Discuss health insurance options for 2026.
Jack, are you pretty happy with your insurance?
Yes.
And you are as well, you have the same plan, so, I think we need to look at that more, but right now we don't have the numbers in front of us, so it's kind of hard, we might have to table that. But I know that was substantially less money, and, we do have to do something to trim some dollars here, so, But I do believe we're gonna have to table that without the hardcore.
Without any numbers,
So
correct?
I'm gonna pause and insert another business moment here. So you have topics for discussion where you can make a motion to vote or not. If the collective consensus is we're not ready to move on, you don't have to vote specifically to table. You can say, here's our discussion, we're moving to the next.
Okay.
Just save you a little bit of time.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think from time to time, we owe it to ourselves and the taxpayers to shop for insurance. And I'm not just talking health insurance, car insurance, liability
Oh, yeah.
insurances,
Oh,
all
absolutely.
that, because I don't know, the end goal for the community this year should be a balanced budget. If we can not accomplish it in one year, we need to start working towards that. And so we have to look at some cost savings somewhere.
Sidewalk grant, 2022-2026 sidewalk grant update.
We don't have any update on that. The only thing that I do have a question for, and maybe someone does know this, is that it was from 2022, because there's a new one coming out in 2026 or
Correct.
2028, right?
Correct.
So is that only good until the first of the year, this one? Because if it is,
2026.
I would say, Dave, but I honestly cannot answer that fully.
Okay.
100%.
maybe I'll text Terry and see if she knows exactly, because if so, we have 48,000, and we discussed this a little bit in prior, that we got $48,000, I don't care where they put it in.
Right.
Because the likelihood of not getting a grant for the next piece, if we don't spend this, is higher.
I agree with you, but wasn't Dave, we spoke a little bit, nobody bid the job, correct?
Nobody bid the
Yeah,
job.
That's what she said in her emails.
Yeah, I did get that. No one bid the job, but if we can find somebody, I mean, anybody.
But we have to put it back out.
Yeah.
You know, that's, I
Um,
mean, which is fine. we
I
can do
think,
that, but we put it all back out for bid and everything.
We should put it back out for bid, because
Which doesn't the sidewalk people do that?
Yeah.
Terry didn't do that, I think the side.
Hunt,
Yeah,
hunt,
yeah.
hunt,
We can do that.
yeah, but we have to
just need
advertise for the
Yeah, we need to ask
the
them
bid.
to, no, they take care of that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, the
So
hunt
we
did,
just need to
hunt
get in
did
touch
the
with
bid specs. So.
Hunt
Okay,
and ask them
so,
to-
and I know a few people, and I'll have them get a hold of Hunts if they're interested, they might not be. But, the next grant was from, you'd have to look back in the minutes from Terry, I believe she said $100,000 plus.
Yeah,
And, the likelihood of us not, getting that if we don't use this is slim.
It's free money. I think Terry did do a good job explaining in her email. That Elizabeth is trying to work through the paperwork. So at this time, we're kind of in limbo, but I agree with Dave. There's some local contractors that have done work in the borough and they've done a good job. So if we can give them some recommendations and see if we could get that
encourage
paid.
them to.
Yeah, I don't want to lose it.
The problem is we haven't had
but-
residents asking for the sidewalk grant.
No, we have.
We have, but there's only been 2 contractors, and one
And contractors aren't bidding.
read it. Yeah, because it's basically not enough work for them to come in and bring their stuff in to do it.
One guy said he was scared of the paperwork.
I say the
No.
paperwork seems to be. an
Scared
issue.
him off. Another guy was busy on a job and forgot about the meeting, you know, whatever the case may be, but we
If they
gotta,
happen to see it out there again, they might
yeah, but I don't know,
jump on it.
as council members, are we allowed to contact Elizabeth to kind of spark this?
You can still contact people and tell them, hey, we're looking for bids. If you're gonna have a business, you can definitely do that.
Who are you referring to, Elizabeth?
Elizabeth is the one that sent the email originally in April and said, hey, you know, in April, remember when I read from the email that it's, everyone in the borough's considered low to middle income?
The whole borough is.
Yeah.
Yes, and there's no financial
I don't-
stipulation, so anybody could apply. But in a nutshell, we were looking at trying to do one long swath,
Right.
so the contractor wasn't
More
going
than-
pour.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So, and again, just, I'm not trying to pick any one thing out, but one thing I said to my spouse the other day was, obviously I live on Second Street, every time I stop at that intersection, there's someone coming from the manor on a buggy down through to go to the Dollar General.
Well, the same way.
And, you know, any of these sidewalks
Got good sidewalks
would,
over here.
would real, you know, but
Right.
they just repave that, they got storm drains. I'm just thinking maybe that's more, liquid fuel money if we put some curbing in with it or something, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
don't.
we gotta do something. I don't care what we do, like Dave said. Let's just pick,
I think we just need to get Hunt
Get a
to
bid,
get it bid out there
Yeah.
again,
get a
so
bid per
that.
square
and-
feet and go.
If
Because they have to
you,
be bonded, insured, and licensed, and it is a rate job, so
Well, if you own the company, you don't have to pay rate.
you have to pay your employees rate.
Like the people I know, it's a father and son and they own the company.
No, but.
So they would be taking it all anyway.
Hunt's, right, see, if you were, you can ask Hunt to rebid, that would be a motion and a vote item, okay? And then, if you council members know of a few businesses that you would like, give those names to Hunt. And is it Darren Rathen? that you were talking about?
Yes, yes.
So Darren will reach out to those people. I mean, they're generally very good. They do this often, right? To say, hey, we rebid, didn't know if you saw, we're really looking for, we invite you to come to this meeting, or we invite you to put in a bid, and they will do that.
Darren's real good.
Yeah. But then you've got, right, you're going through Hunt,
Channels.
your information is going to Hunt, and Hunt is handling the bid process and the collection of bids and trying to help you get it.
Okay, and I'd like to make a motion to, get Hunt to put out more bids for the sidewalk grant and rebid.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? Not? Can I roll call, please, Brian?
aye.
Joey?
Aye.
Jeff? Aye. David after Danny?
Aye.
Deanna?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Okay, phase 3 of the basketball court update.
We just got one calls on it today, everyone's been marked, so Wednesday they can probably start on it.
Okay, cool.
Great.
I'm not sure, because the email says like Ethan, but Terry had given me a copy of that Hunt Engineers paperwork, and obviously I didn't have time to read it, because I got it at the meeting. But one thing I did notice in there, it said, in quotes, under their motion, that PADC&R normally would provide an additional $10,000
I did see that.
of funding. So I was just thinking, I want to make sure someone reaches out to the PADC&R, like the Brad, you know, to get that $10,000, because I'm thinking that if we send another letter to the commissioner, say, hey, listen, if we get 10,000 from DCNR, if they would even match 10,000, and then that, we'd have to maybe come up with 10,000 or something.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean, to try and show we're just not asking for a handout,
Yeah.
but I don't want to lose $10,000 of funding. So I want to make sure that we're following up on that funding request, that's all.
I don't know
Somehow.
who your borough point person for this project is. I know that Jason Wood, has been in contact with DCNR, because I've been in contact with DCNR, because they needed a solicitor letter about the project and the bidding and things followed. So I know that Jason has been regularly communicating with DCNR.
Yeah.
So whoever your point person is here, Terry, have her ask Jason if on that route, right, so that you know.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to call DCNR directly and like work your way
Yeah.
down a list of people, I know Jason has been in communication with them.
Yeah.
Maybe have Terry ask that
Exactly.
question.
His motion was,
When
he
was
said,
Terry
make this
coming up?
motion,
You
and
know,
it said right in there, in
We'll have her
quotes.
reach out to Jason to make sure that she gets a letter and stuff to the commissioners, and see if we can.
The local, PADCNR. PADCNR. That's a federal grant we got. We want to go to PADCNR.
Okay,
I missed what was going on before that, because I had to help that lady up.
you want to explain it?
Yeah, so just have Terry get in contact with, about the basketball project with Jason Wood. And ask the question about the 10,000, whether or not they're asked for $10,000 for PABCNR, which was mentioned in the grant
Okay.
proposal.
Yeah, please, thank you.
Thank you, Billy. Okay, F, Cassie?
Yeah, so I'm putting my citizen hat on here for a minute. The Halloween parade is tentatively scheduled, pending approval, for October 25th, which is the Saturday before Halloween, which is traditionally when Canton has their parade. So in the past, pre-2024, Amy Seeley was one-man hero when it came to the Halloween parade. She handled the borough manager part and through the Chamber of Commerce. Last year, when she was no longer working with the borough, there was kind of a void of how the parade was getting put together. And I reached out to the chamber and offered to help with paperwork because that might be my superpower, right? The paperwork I can do. We got the parade up and going. I have the paperwork. The chamber as a group really wasn't doing the work for the parade. Amy was doing it. And it really is too much for one person to do and to handle. And I am not equipped, or do I have the bandwidth to run the parade by myself. So we're into 2025, and part of it is that I kind of forgot about it until it was here, and then the chamber said, well, hey, will you do this again? I said, yes. A couple of things. One, we need approval from the borough to hold the parade that day and then talk about trick-or-treating after the parade. The chamber has issued the certificates of insurance, which go for the streets. We'll offer that to the Church of Christ and the school district. So they gave me 3 COIs for the judging at the Church of Christ and the school. Parade route, traditionally what it is. I will submit the PennDOT paperwork after I have the approval letter from the borough. And then the next conversation, and I'm open to all ideas. So the annual budget for the parade is between $1,800 and $2,000. I think it has been $1,800. I'm saying up to $2,000 because prices are increasing on things. And that money goes towards, there's some cash prizes, there's candy bars that we give to everybody. We pay Shane for the DJ. We give a donation to the marching band. They march and play. They do donations to fire police for their work. And so all of that money comes in. I put in the application for the nursing grant. That's something that the chamber and Amy had traditionally done. But that grant's only about half of the cost. So we need, I think in the past, and this isn't part of what I did last year, that the chamber got donations from businesses to help cover the extra cost. This year I applied for the nursing grant through the Warrior Booster Club, but long term that's really not what the Warrior Booster Club is for, and the Booster Club shouldn't be running the parade. Right. So if anybody has suggestions, or like, one, I need to be able to fund the rest of the parade, and two, I think there should be a community conversation about how the parade moves forward. There's people from all over that come to the Halloween parade. Like Canton has a great parade. I think it's a great community. Great setup. They do. They really do.
And then the people go to Troy.
Yeah. And so I love it, and I don't. That's why I offered to step in last year, because I certainly don't want to see it fall off at all.
It's a good thing for the community.
But yeah, so we're asking the council to approve the parade date so I can put that in the permit, and I'll have to get a letter. I can email Terry and have her just give me a quick letter. But also then as a discussion topic moving forward, if you know anybody in the public who wants to, one, help with the costs of the parade, and then two, what happens, moving forward, whether it becomes a particular organization.
So you're saying the chambers, they're not gonna go to businesses then, like in the past?
My understanding is that the chamber doesn't want to be responsible for the parade, that they didn't really see themselves as responsible for the parade before, that Amy was just doing the work. And so they're not intended, like the chamber is not going to be responsible for the parade.
But maybe there's an opportunity to partner with them and have a conversation.
Maybe, and maybe it's going to businesses and asking for the funds, which I think has been done in the past, to raise the funds to hold the rest of the parade.
Who would hold those funds?
Well,
Is
in
that
the
part of
past,
that
the chamber
discussion?
has,
Okay.
but this year, Eric asked if the booster club would do it.
Oh, okay.
And ultimately I said yes, but then I got more, because I didn't do the finances last year, so I didn't realize how much was into it. And I can do it this year, like the booster club's a 501c3, we can handle it to the booster club this year. But I'm not comfortable, comfort isn't even the right word. It's just that long-term, I don't think that aligns. It shouldn't be the high school booster club that is supporting
Yeah.
and running the community parade.
Should
So-
it be the borough?
It could potentially be. If we get donations, could we look at possibly putting a budget within our budget as a capital reserve for donations under the rec committee for specifically earmarked for the parade? Now, you were saying, make some suggestions. I'm thinking, Leanne's down Ralston Way, Red Run, they get a lot of donations. They made, the Sons of the Legion, American Legion,
VFW,
Moose, there's just these businesses, and see, any local business, but pennies add up to dollars, dollars add up to hundreds, and soon we'd be at that $2,000 mark.
Right.
I strongly believe that. So-
I applied, I believe that the nursing grant has given $1,000 for the parade the last several years. I applied for $1,200, they still might only give me, they might give me,
600.
right, I don't know, right? I applied for $1,200, and so right now, those applications were running from like the middle of August to the end of September, so I just haven't heard back on it yet, which is fine. So I might only need several $100s.
Right.
I might need the full $2,000.
We have
Yeah, I'm not-
a monthly meeting tomorrow night, the fire company does, and I will ask the Pumpkin Festival, which is still us. I'll see if they're willing to give anything, and I'll make sure they contact you.
Yeah, feel free to give them, and I will spearhead it this year and look for some volunteers to help with certain things. But again, this is my citizen hat right on. I don't think it's a bad idea for it to be a borough event under the recreation committee that,
Right.
somebody, it's not that it's a significant amount of paperwork,
No.
and you could get a committee, you can get some community volunteers to help with it. I
Yeah.
just think there needs to be an organization that
Yeah.
is in charge
Yes.
of making sure all those things are done.
So
Yeah, so-
financially, we could,
Yeah.
this
I'm
year,
just,
we could
yeah.
hold donations, we could include that in our budget process.
Yeah, we could just add a
next
line
year
item
and
there,
then
capital
start-
reserve,
yeah.
under,
Right.
earmarked under the rec
and then
committee.
next year, put it under the rec committee.
Sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Okay.
like on my drive to work, I'm not a member of Red Run, but I'm sure her and the buzzer, I could stop and just put a bug in their ear. I drive by Cuz Excavating, I'm sure they would make some type of donation.
Yeah.
The American Legion, I'm no longer a member, I was in the Sons and helped start the Sons of the Legion out of the VFW folks. So, I mean, I'm just thinking, and the worst they can do is say no, and that's
All
fine,
right.
So tonight you just need an approval motion.
Tonight I need approval of the parade for that day so that it's a motion and a vote, and then Terry can give me a letter and I
I'll
can
make
send
that
it
motion
and
then.
that permit.
So if they were to make a donation, who should they issue that to? Should it
To
be
the Warrior Booster Club.
Warrior Booster Club?
Or it's the borough, if you want it to come into the borough, and then the borough can help make the donations to, like I said, the Canton Marching Band marches, and we give them a little bit of money and.
Can I have a
shameful-
second, please?
I'll second. The only other question, council has no problem, like if I go and ask somebody to write checks,
Do we want to
I think you can ask for donations.
some kind of,
I would be-
You're not receiving them directly.
so we don't
Yeah,
have a
I'd
lot
be
of
very
people
happy
do
that, yep, and if Brian wants to do that, and ask them to make it to the borough, because if I have less of that money going through the Booster Club and more of it earmarked to the borough, then
Okay.
I'm okay. I don't have any
Plus, if
problem
there's extra, we save it
Well,
for next year.
Save it for next year.
Dave's a member of the Moose, I
I'm a
believe.
member of the Moose,
I'm
the
not.
Legion, and the VFW.
So, yeah.
Well,
You know.
Get her done, Dave.
Maybe him and I could go together and try and pull some strings, if you will. But I just wanna make sure council's
peer pressure.
all right with that.
Yes,
There's possibly some tax issues associated with donating to the borough where they may not be able to write it off on their taxes. So it's better if it goes to a nonprofit. It definitely makes it easier for them for tax season.
I don't know that, I'm not an accountant.
I just talked to my accountant like 3 days ago about this subject because I do donations
all right,
to.
we'll look into it. Any more
Did it-
discussion?
Didn't the borough have a nonprofit, like a civil, didn't Amy put it through a civic?
It wasn't the boroughs.
Oh.
And it didn't exist anymore when she
All
was
right,
still
well,
collecting
we
money.
can do a little more looking at it, but it don't hurt to put out some feelers and just see.
Right, the vote in
Um,
motion now is to approve it to be that day, so then I can put that into
Yeah.
the PennDOT permit.
Jeff made a motion, Brian second.
Yeah.
If there's no more discussion, Deanna,
Hi.
Dave Eckstein,
Aye.
Jeff,
Aye.
Brian.
Aye, the kids deserve it.
Oh, absolutely. Joey,
Aye.
myself, aye. Okay,
We also, I think, set trick or treat time.
the mayor does that.
Okay. Thank you.
Pretty much stick with this standard.
I'm gonna say it's normally right after your training till like 7:30, depending on the weather,
And
depending on the crowd.
Get together.
If it's really
And
flat,
also,
you can
I'm pretty sure I'll check tomorrow night again, but I'm sure it won't be a problem. The fire company will do, like we normally do, set the rescue down here, the Acorn with some fire police, and then maybe I can get Scott to set the school again with his vehicle, and then we can all ride around, but.
It definitely thanks preemptively to the fire company.
Yes.
The last couple of years have been huge on parading around the streets after the parade and checking and monitoring.
Okay, G, Zito franchise agreement, I have the agreement right here. I don't think any of it got it in an email. It basically just says that over the past 2 years, we have seen significant reduction in our customer traffic into the office. Additional, since we no longer accept cash payments at our local offices, the majority of our Canton, Pennsylvania franchise customers are now either enrolled in auto pay or choose to pay their payment by mail directly going to the corporate office. Given these changes in customer behavior and reduction in utilization of the local office, we kindly ask that you consider in revising this requirement. Our goal would be to close the local office after 30-day posting and notification. Thank you for your time and attention. We are looking forward to your response. Jackie Thompson, she is the Director of Customer Operation for Zito Media out of Caldersburg.
So we currently, it sounds like, have an agreement that they
Yes.
will have an
I mean, if
office
you guys wanna
in
look,
this location.
it's right there. I honestly wish we could get some other cable service in here, but.
We want their-
Council actually has 5 days to do that.
So I don't know what council's thoughts are or wanna do.
How much do they charge us, George?
I didn't even look at it, Brian. I didn't have anything.
They provide free internet service to multiple locations,
Yeah.
but they can't operate in the borough without the agreement at all.
Yeah,
for
anybody
cable
that works in the
services.
borough has to have like they do, Northern Tier, all the garbage companies. So,
Well, at this time, maybe we should table it until our solicitors have time to review this document and maybe help us make an informed decision. I don't know what the risk is if they're not having an office here, what it may lead to, so without reading all the fine print.
yeah, I don't know, like I said, it was here when I came in tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it would be another empty storefront, but I don't know if they pay any kind of taxes or what the whole revenue situation is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You know,
I believe you were renting for that part of the building.
Yeah, they're renting
They
a
wouldn't
lot.
be paying taxes anyway.
Off of Norm Williams.
So whether they would, then charge us for their service. So, whatever it costs them.
Right.
That's it.
yeah, I just don't wanna make a decision without,
That's a good point.
Right, because I don't see any language in this document that requires them to have an office in Canton. I understood, I think there was a blip from Terry at some point about there was an exchange of service that required them to have a a office in Canton, but this doesn't say that. I mean, on a quick read through,
So.
this is like for the boroughs pricing. Yeah, so you can, you can move on and say, okay, we're gonna talk about this next week, but I don't see.
We'll move on and discuss it next month. Okay, the approval renew environmental contract for the electric supplier. Right here, this is all that Terry has.
My understanding when we visited with them down at the PSAD conference, apparently we have been with them for a fair amount of time as our electric supplier. So it's not anything new,
Right.
it will just definitely be a renewal. I don't know what the charge was previously versus if there's an increase.
Oh wait, this goes with that. That's why I'm not seeing it. I wonder why. Oh, okay.
So,
All
yeah.
we
So
have
probably
from
just the front.
Zito is
Did
the
Enviro-
email.
Okay.
That is that.
Did the Environ give you a price to compare it if you were to shop?
No, I don't, not when we were there.
Okay,
No, I think
that'd be the
that's
biggest
probably-
thing, cause like when I shop, you know, they give you a price to compare, so like you say, hey, you know, you can always go back and say, hey, we did this.
Product
Would you
fed
meet
contact
us-
price kilowatts is 0.0469.
It'd be like your insurance, you know.
And that's how low?
That is loud.
Maybe
That's
reach
very
out to your
low.
insurance company, say, hey, come do a walkthrough of our building or something, they'll give you a little bit of a discount, cause they see that you have safe practices and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but shop, I mean, if we have a price to compare, then we could,
With other suppliers.
yeah. Cause there's gonna be a huge spike in supply costs, I'm telling you.
Does it show our line usage fees on there along with it? That's just what they're selling us electric for. The line
Not
usage fees?
that I can see of, Dave, I honestly. Somebody else wants to look at it no better than I do, have at her. It's just.
Line
pricing.
fees would come from Penelec, right?
Yeah.
The generators, what they do is they sell it, they have a bid, an open bid, and the bids are ridiculous right
So,
now.
and they're really low compared to the other prices.
So yeah, they did the comparison.
Oh, there is a
For-
comparison.
Yeah, that, the
Yeah,
first
on
sheet
the
is, Brian.
Page here,
That's
so.
fair, that's all.
Yeah, they're 24 months. There's
And those comparisons are coming from them.
Yeah. So,
AEP Energy, Constellation, NG, and WGL Energy are the ones they're comparing with.
I assume they're the lowest.
yes.
By a far shot.
Can I,
You know what I'm paying a
This
kilowatt?
is, this, yeah, this doesn't look like it, needs immediate attention. The contract
GPU.
start is in December. So we could think about this, October.
so you wanna table this and move on?
Okay, everybody could take a look at it and see.
Okay.
You wanna-
Alright, we'll table that, and
No,
move
I
on,
wanna continue
and we'll move
through
on to
the
another.
agenda. I can look at it after the meeting.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
We'll move on.
yeah.
Sign the principal finance group and change the broker acknowledgement. I don't have any information on that. We'll move on to the next one.
Oh, I have, on the financial group, change of broker. I have that.
Okay,
I was reading the Zito.
okay.
So your broker, for the retirement plans, that you have some retirement plans for employees,
Mhm.
principal has listed, like the person that's listed on it as the broker has not actually been the broker for a while. They've hired somebody new.
Okay.
And so they need this signed as an acknowledgement to say, you know, that it's not the person it was in 2018 when we first signed it, and that it hasn't been updated since then. There's a new person that is operating as in charge, as your broker.
So, we need to make a motion.
Yes.
Can I have a motion on it and a second on that, please?
So I make a motion that we sign the principal financial group, change of broker acknowledgement form that's been provided to us.
Second, please.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Jeff,
Aye.
Ryan,
Aye.
Joey,
Aye.
Dave African,
Aye.
Deanna,
Aye.
myself, aye. Thank you. Okay. The Police Department.
Oh, you missed Jay.
5G.
Oh, the 5G ordinance. I don't have anything on that.
So you talked about this last time, Dave?
Yeah, I asked her to look that up, and she said she couldn't find it anywhere. And I think she said she actually coordinated with our codes officer, and they couldn't find anything where it was. So,
Is there an interest in this 5G or what?
no, it's just that we had done that, council voted on that years ago, and the entire point of it was to block 5G from being put up available in the area. Put those little extenders on the poles, which can create much better service. And I just always had thought that that was something that wasn't a good thing. I always thought that could be beneficial to have better service in town.
We have 5G now though.
We have 5G extended. We do not have the true 5G, the little mini towers that go everywhere that dramatically increase that.
Okay, I got 5G on my phone.
Okay.
That's something we can look into in
That's
the
a
future
5G
now.
ultra wide.
I think the concern was that there was.
That there was an ordinance.
Ordinance that prevented it from
Prevented
coming,
it.
but we haven't been able to, what I'm hearing is that neither Terry or Leanne have been able to find that ordinance, so. it
That's
may
what
not
Leanne
be-
told me.
So evidence points to there's not actually a borough-wide ordinance
There's not an
against.
ordinance.
Correct. Have not have been found that.
Gotcha, thank you.
Yeah, so there was an interest, we could probably move forward without any.
Okay,
Roadblocks.
now, Police Department, August Police Report.
All right, so everybody has a copy of that. Kind of a busy month, busy with traffic. I had some money from the DUI task force, so I was out last Saturday night and this past Saturday night as well. So I was able to focus mainly on traffic instead of handling calls. So, but we've been stepping up patrols, and as you can see with the warnings and citations, it was a good month. So we did have Friday, the 29th of August, we had a child go missing on High Street, and the coordinated effort was great with the fire department, and citizens were just coming out of the woodwork to help, and search parties were forming, and we I had the drone team on the way. Some other resources were on their way, but fortunately we found the child right at dark, and so that was. But it was really good to see just community members coming up to me. What can I do? Where do you want me? Where do I go? You know, seeing people coming out of the woods with backpacks on that just were ready to be there all night if they had to be.
Nice.
It was really good, and it was a great outcome. So the only other thing I had told the borough codes girl Leanne that I would handle the South Avenue grass and pool issue, and that seems to be resolved. Slow process, but everything seems to be cut and mostly hauled out of there.
Yeah.
So she was having trouble contacting the individual because of the shift that they work. So that's pretty much been taken care of.
How'd you guys make out with Blue House on the corner of Montag and Second?
Oh, good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a EMS call.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, she said she was gonna take you down there because nothing's been done around there. It looks like a crap hole as normal. Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't spoke to her recently, so.
She'll be back in town, so. Okay, thank you.
That's all.
What about the hiring and?
You want me to bring that up first?
No, so I did we had an application come in, and the police committee and interviewed the individual, and it was Andrew Whitehead. He worked here previously.
Mm-hmm.
He would like to come on part-time. The interview went well. He lives right in the borough. He is full-time in Athens Borough, but would like some evening work. weekend work. And so I've actually started the process of just getting paperwork around because it is such a slow process. But I guess I would like the council to vote on and approve his hiring. And it would be at the $22 an hour, the same part-time rate as the other part-time officer has.
Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Any discussion?
The only thing I'd ask Jack is, the process has started. I'm not sure at this point, is council just considering pending the Act 57 requirements? I know you started them.
I've only given him the paperwork, and only so he can start filling it out. Nothing's been officially entered into the tax system or any other thing that I have to do to have him hired as an officer. And I just said that because I wanted him to, I gotta get the paperwork to him, he has to fill everything out, it's extensive, it takes forever.
If council does hire him, that just helps to get things along a little bit quicker. If council doesn't hire him, no foul, no foul, the paperwork is still.
We had, right, the hire would be pending completion of required.
Completion of the Act 57 requirements. That's what I'm just saying. I would move to hire,
Who made the motion?
She made the motion and
So you
Joey.
can amend your motion to clarify.
Right.
Yes. So we will, make a motion to hire Mr. Whitehead, part-time officer, as a patrolman pending his completed and approved paperwork.
Thank you for that.
I'm sorry, yes, that $22 per hour. No, I forgot.
No, I just want to make sure that we follow the procedure.
Because I mean, he can't legally start working until all his paperwork is completed through the state and I have his certifications through the state.
Yeah.
So that would be.
How many hours are we looking at here, Jack?
A couple shifts a week, and I don't know, he has gotten approval from his chief where he works now, like Carter had, to use, most of his equipment, which is huge for us.
Huge expense, not expense to us.
Right.
Yeah.
And the equipment that he is not able to use there, I have here, so it's another officer that can come in and do the job beginning to end without assistance.
He'll do it.
And he has the experience, so I don't know, I give the officers the flexibility to work, shorter shifts or longer shifts if they prefer. And he may be one that may work a couple shifts a week, but they may be shorter, 4 to 6 hours, which you're still out there, it's evenings and weekends, so.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is evening and weekends.
Yeah, we really
Either
need
of our
something Friday and
part-time
Saturday
officers
nights.
open to work and maybe a weekend?
Evenings and weekends.
And
The part-time guy we have now already works weekends, so he's not available for that, that's why he's out here during the week, during the evenings. So.
yeah, I talked to Carter the other day, Great, I thought we were tickled out.
Did you get your second, George?
Thanks, Jack.
Yes, I'm waiting for
I'll
Joey.
second the amended.
Yeah.
There's no more discussion, roll call. Brian,
Aye.
myself, aye. Joey,
Aye.
Deanna,
Aye.
David African Neely,
Aye.
and Jeff. Okay,
And there's something else on.
ordinance with a vehicle and a crosswalk.
So,
Right, so the crosswalks, several of these warnings that appear on my report or for crosswalk violations, and the borough crew did paint 95% of repaint the lines so they're more visible. That's the update there. And the only other thing is the ordinance for the vehicles idling in the borough. I don't know where that went.
Well,
We talked about.
We talked about it and, state,
Right.
we had to get it into our ordinance to advertise it and then get it into our ordinance.
Okay.
So we'll have to get with Terry to get that advertised.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure
So that'll.
that's resolved.
Go
So do we have a copy of a draft ordinance at this point?
Oh, that's right, it was gonna go to the committee.
My recollection, it was to go to the committee to get a draft ordinance that matched the state. And then I haven't.
So that'll be police committee versus street committee?
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's not.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay. Street, Dave?
You have your report in front of you. I have one thing to add to it. The Upper Mountain project that was supposed to start this year, for that grant and everything, will be put off till next year, next spring. We can do that, because we have to get some of this stuff figured into the budget. So the only change is,
We had a committee / budget information meeting. There was a couple things that we raised, and my budget's out in my truck. You have yours in there?
I do not, I'm sorry.
You remember what, Dave? Well, one thing was, the new radio to put in the truck, which we gotta have. It's $1,411 to be installed. His salt was good. The equipment's good. So Dave was I think something was like $200 we were gonna raise, but other than that, he was very happy with his budget, so he really didn't have much to change there.
you know, I was $35,000 under my budget, so I changed, because of salt prices, that's when we had to change, the salt went up drastically next year. And, I think I added to, 200 to,
Yeah, that's what it was.
And so it was very minimal raise in my budget.
As just a matter of information, the street committee met as a fact-finding meeting, not an actual public meeting.
So you guys didn't discuss anything?
No,
No, the budget.
just the budget. Other than that, that was all we discussed.
No, hold on. You discussed the budget?
Well, we looked at it and went over it, yes.
You talked about the budget.
Yes.
Needs to be a public meeting next time.
If you're not making any decisions and you're doing a fact finding to take information.
They said they were discussing it.
Take
We
information.
just-
So pause. Mr. Wood, I appreciate your input, but this is a business meeting and not a town hall. So if you've got concerns, please bring them up after the meeting, but please don't interrupt during the meeting.
No,
okay?
absolutely allowed to bring up during the meeting. It's part of the law.
Zoning, she's not here. She's on vacation. Things are going good there. The fire department, 34 calls for the month. We still have one truck in Jersey. It'll be middle of next week to the end of next week when it comes home, hopefully. Just a couple issues, warranty issues. So other than that, everything else is good. Like I said, I will bring up a few of the things that we had discussed, Cassi discussed. I will bring them up for her tomorrow night. Emergency management.
Sean wanted me to tell you guys that we got a call that he had to go to the short football game. To run the ambulance.
Right.
So he wasn't able to make it, but he said he didn't have anything big on there.
Okay. Recreation.
I need to set up a meeting for that. Brian and I need to set up a meeting, and we're looking at a few small things. We were talking about maybe doing up the baseball field down by his place so that T-ballers have somewhere decent to play, and then I would volunteer to paint the dugouts and stuff like that, but might have to, but we're gonna be looking for some money for some diamond dirt, whether it be donations or if we set it in the budget or whatever we do here. And looking at that, and right now that's with everything that's going back all together on the basketball courts, I think that's where we should pause for this year. And I am still looking into the pool, but that, as we all know, that's going to take, we have to have someone write grants. Because without grant money and all the areas involved, it's never happening. So.
But the only thing I would add, if we do pursue grants, we have to start to figure that in our budget too, because I think it's starting to come back and bite us a little bit because we didn't budget for our portion. Again, we need to put that in the rec under a capital reserve and earmark it for specific funding as a match in the future.
Yeah. But what I'm thinking is, we'll look into it more
Yeah.
next year, and that would be in the 2027 budget. If we were gonna do something to find something to match or whatever. I'm looking at, minimal money because we've done a lot down there at the park.
Yeah.
I think Dave,
Yeah.
I think Dave said in your last meeting, we gotta get more mulch or something.
Yeah. We'll take care of that at our rec committee meeting. We can get more into specifics on that. That'll be good.
Authorize the number T, authorize Terry to look into grants, and apply for any and all grants that we help use for Memorial Pool or whoever we hire.
Yeah.
I would suggest waiting on that until you hire somebody in that position so that you can
let's not
have a
have her chase it.
conversation.
No.
Yeah.
I was just using her.
Maybe, yeah, but at this point, I definitely would like to follow up on that PADC in our part, that.
Well, they wrote it, they're gonna let her know.
That'd be the
tomorrow,
only thing I don't, just that additional funding there. Thank you.
Mayor remarks, set time for trick or treating.
Do we have a date, Cassie?
October 25th.
Okay.
It's right on your agenda.
So
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right on the front.
So October 25th is the parade, and you've approved. The parade will be at 5 p.m. We'll advertise for judging of both floats and costumes to start at 4 in traditional locations. I'll create an event and some things this week to start advertising, and then if everybody else would just share that as we see, we'll get it on the council and everywhere else to get that out.
Would it be appropriate at this time to make that motion for the girls' part for the parade?
You did that.
You already did that? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear
Nope,
it.
that's okay.
I didn't hear it.
We were talking a lot. It got into the.
That's why I wanted you to sit up there. It's fine.
General counsel, personal group.
We got it this time.
Oh,
With the fire company, you guys are all good with volunteering some time to go around until 7:30?
I will know tomorrow night, but I'm pretty sure there will not be a problem.
And you're gonna have other officers around till about 7:30, comfortable with that?
I'll have to see what their schedules are, or where his schedule is.
And that, like I said, that all depend on the weather, the crowd, and
So depending on weather, I would set the time for immediately after the parade till 7:30.
junior council person program, we have nobody.
No. I had mentioned, if that's something that's council's looking to pursue, there is a lot of information on the PSAD website. They give a lot of sample resolutions and give guidance on that, so we can help promote that more with the school being back in session and stuff. So, yeah.
General information, no information or action required. Anyone can announce an upcoming event at this time. You will have 1 minute.
I'm going to put my citizen hat on again and remind you that this upcoming Saturday is the Hall of Fame game at Canton High School for football. That's at 1 o'clock. I'm not privy to who's being inducted this year, but come down, support, watch your Hall of Fame game, support the boys.
It is the only Saturday afternoon game.
It is the only Saturday game this year.
Yeah.
And it is.
Night games.
North Penn. North Penn Main Street.
Call her, George.
Okay, for the good of the order, the next council meeting will be October 20th, 2025.
Columbus Day.
Oh, this one.
Columbus Day, that's
Yep.
why.
Was it set as that
Yes.
original? Okay. I had the wrong date as well on my calendar.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second.
Meeting adjourned.